Are you sure you wanna do that? Yeah? No, never mind. I don't wanna. No, it's too late, bro. He gave you the chance to turn back with the question with strong implications of peril. No! And now we're all doomed because you ignored the clues the DM gave you, with the evil look in his eyes and the tone of death in his voice. No! Okay, so you eat the pizza. It's nice and hot, the cheese is melted, and a strand trails from your mouth to the remainder of the slice. It's very flavorful. Oh. Hey, maybe I was wrong. You really had us going there. And as you chew through the soft crust, you taste the mozzarella, and the savory meat flavor reaches your tongue. It's a little milder. Wait, something's wrong here. It's not pepperoni this time. Oh no. But ham. Henry, put it down. And as you take your next bite, you taste a little sweetness and tang. Henry, spit it out! It's pineapple. We should have checked for traps. We should have checked for traps. Hey y'all, I'm Matt, and today we're going to be talking about questions in improv and D&D. Questions are powerful. If you've ever been asked by the DM, "Are you sure you want to go through that door?" you could feel it. So let's talk about it. Now, one of the big tenets in improv is to not ask questions. Why is that? For starters, it doesn't progress the scene, and it puts the pressure on your scene partner. A very popular game in improv is called Questions Only. 2 players are up, and you take turns asking questions, playing a scene, until someone repeats a question, blanks, or otherwise doesn't ask a question, maybe saying a statement or something. When a beginner is taught this game, without those core improv fundamentals, this is typically what happens. What's up? What's down? What's right? What's left? What's on the table? What's on the shelf? Eventually people will mess up. Generally pretty quickly. No new information is added, only interrogation. Without any new information, the pressure mounts. The pressure mounts anyway when you're playing this game the longer you go, because it's difficult. The pressure mounts until you can't take it anymore, and eventually someone loses. Now don't get me wrong, this game can be very fun like this, but typically in improv it's used as a stick to strike you and show you how difficult it can be to do a scene with questions. But that's just if you're not directing your questions. If you're not asking the questions with some objective in mind. Let's take questions to the next level. What's up? What's down? What's right? What's left? What's on the table? Whatever you want, baby. You see how much more interesting it got? Let's break it down. The questions from before, in the first scene, were very simple and a bit boring. They were questions whose purpose was to fill the silence, to not lose the game. Now with the next level questions, we had the exact same questions, with one noticeable difference at the end, which led to a loss, but an interesting loss. But these questions were directed. There was tone behind them. Just like the DM that asks, "Are you sure you want to do that?" We want our questions to have the same kind of weight. What do you think was the intent behind those characters in that second scene? Did they care about losing the game? Yes, of course the players did, but that was secondary. They wanted to play the scene. The words were the same, but we could see the scene unfold before us. The characters we play in Questions Only live in a world where questions are the weapons they wield, the tools they use to try to get what they want. How does this apply to D&D? From the player side, Consider what your character wants to get out of a social encounter. Are they looking to get information out of a suspected accomplice of the big bad? Do they want to be the one doing this? Or are they being forced to do so? Maybe out of necessity. Maybe everyone else is somewhere else. Do they know how to do this in the right way to get on the good side of the NPC? Or are they just fumbling around? Do you know how to get in touch with someone who could get me some stuff? What kind of stuff? What do you got? You got a coin? How much does it cost? Why don't we have a chat over there? And it could be a trap. Who put you up to this? Or if you happen to get a great persuasion roll, why are you getting involved in this world? Intent behind your words changes everything. Being able to answer the questions of what your character wants, how they feel about the situation at hand, and how good they are at trying to navigate this sort of scenario are great ways to start making interactions more interesting. And then we let the role handle the rest, namely, the reaction. But you start in yourself, and when you have a strong starting point, your tone will match it. For example, a character who wants to romance an NPC for a date is terrified of doing so, but is being pushed by another character and has no idea how to do it. Do you come here often is gonna sound very different than a character who wants the same thing, is very confident about their abilities, and is still very bad at it. Do you come here often? Or a character who is pushed to romance an NPC, feels obligated to do so, and happens to be good at it. How's it going? Tone changes everything. I was always considered monotone growing up. It was an issue that I dealt with for quite a while, and most of the time the issue was me being afraid of putting any level of intention in what I was saying, and a lack of understanding because I genuinely felt that in order to change tone, I had to raise or lower my volume. But it's the feelings behind the words that make all the difference. So, that's one way to make your questions in improv more impactful, or overall, your interactions, whether they're on the stage or at the table, more interesting. I hope that was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this, or maybe the sheer amount of shirt changes I had to do for this, then please hit that like button. If you want to see more improv tricks that help with D&D role-playing, please subscribe. But until next time,